Hello, welcome to yet another episode. And you're joining us where we're having a bit of an editorial meeting. I'd like to introduce you to some of the staff who work on Dogs Today and Dog Monthly. Megan, what have you been working on? I know that one of the big features that's going in Dogs Today is dogs and weddings. What have you found on your trail of looking for the sort of thing that no one should get married without?
There's been a lot of wedding products that you wouldn't even expect to exist, like dog suits for weddings, lots of collars and that sort of thing, a lot of cake toppers, favours that come in kennel cardboard boxes and stuff like that. So lots of very unusual stuff that you just didn't expect to find, but there's so much of it. So there's definitely...
It's a whole world, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's doggy wedding planners.
Yeah.
And that's not just for people getting married. I found a doggy wedding planner for dogs too, if they want to get married. I don't think that's another episode completely. But one of the things that I've got totally blown away by, and I don't normally like dogs dressing up, but I think a wedding, it's different, isn't it? If you're going to have a dog at a wedding, that's the one time you can go a bit crazy. And I must admit, I'm measuring up, I'm not sure whether it's going to be Betty or Oscar, for one of these waistcoat things that's a harness. So it's actually practical. It's a proper harness, but it's in the shape of either a waistcoat and a shirt with even a pocket watch. So they know when it's dinner time. I mean, and I thought, wouldn't that be great for take your dog to work day? Because,
Yeah.
But there is a whole world out there. And you've been doing some surfing for us and finding us pictures. And Alexander, you've been doing more sort of serious hard news, haven't you? What's the biggest story you've worked on this last month?
There have been a couple of them. I think one of the most harrowing one is about this individual who is known as the UK animal killer. Mm-hmm. He actually doesn't seem to have gone after dogs yet. But he has been killing, at least since October 2015, probably earlier than that, at least 400 animals across the UK. First cases were recorded in Croydon, South London, and then he moved forward around the M25. And some victims were found as far afield as Manchester, for example. So he has been killing everywhere. Mm-hmm. And about 400 victims, mostly cats, but also foxes, rabbits, a few squirrels. And all of them killed with the same methods. So the police, which is now involved, and along with SNAR, which is an animal charity that has been investigating this for a while now, they all believe it's all one individual committing these things. And the police is also quite worried that once he stops getting gratification out of killing and mutilating animals, he might move on to other targets. So there is some information about what has been happening, what the police knows in the next issue of Dogs Today, because we believe that dog people might actually be able to help. Yeah. Because, come rain or shine, there is a lot of us being out and about with our dogs day in, day out. So if somebody notices something that doesn't quite add up, that might match with the information they see in the article, do not absolutely confront the individual, but do get in touch with the police.
Share the information. Because there's going to be quite a long list of places that this person has been, and someone might recognise that pattern. Because someone lives next door to this person, and they may not realise what they're like. We did a feature a few years ago on the thing called The Link, where the FBI have found that nearly every serial killer started by mutilating animals and worked up. And once you've started hurting vulnerable creatures, vulnerable people come next. This may be a cat killer, but this is absolutely right. It's for a dog magazine because we all care and we don't want to see anyone out there who's being cruel. So we're throwing our weight behind it, and hopefully everyone out there will look at that list and say, do I know somebody who is in all those places on those days? Because this matches somebody's routine.
Yes, this somebody definitely has a vehicle, so he can travel around. We are going to publish where this person has been around between Christmas and the New Year. So hopefully somebody is going to recognize the pattern.
Yeah.
So do you know somebody who has been in these locations these days?
Yeah. Brilliant. So you get a bit of an idea that the breadth of things that we cover in our magazines, because I often, I mean, you almost get this because when you mix with people that don't work in magazines and don't work in certainly dog magazines, they always go, how can you find something to write every month? Surely you run out of stories. It really is. You've got to shoehorn things in each month. There are so many stories that we could cover that just knowing which ones to put in. We don't want to depress everybody by only putting the negative stories in. We want to put the fun in as well. And this is what the vlog hopefully is going to be. It's going to be a reflection of that. We'll have some campaigning, some ways that you can make a difference. And if we can catch this cat killer, wouldn't that be amazing? But we want you to get involved. We're going to have competitions as well, because we have competitions in the physical magazines. So we're going to do stuff like that for you as well.
It's very important that you tick the bell here and subscribe to this video channel. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. And tell your friends, if they love dogs, really, please tune in. Also, keep up with our Facebook pages and also our websites, dogstodaymagazine.co.uk, dogsmonthly.co.uk and perfectlyhappy.com. And comments, please tell us how we're doing. And if you want to see anything specific, do make some comments.